Let's run through another Mtel question. This one says, if 3x plus 4y equals negative 20 and 2x minus 3y equals negative 2, then what is the value of x? So this is something called a systems of equations. We've got two different equations that have two variables each. So we can't just solve for x in one of these equations because we'll still have y in our answer. There's no way to get rid of both variables other than two strategies called substitution or elimination. Today I'm going to work on substitution, where you solve for one of the variables in the equation, and then you'll get an equation for that variable that you can plug into the other equation. That might sound a little tricky. I'll show you what that's all about right now. So I'm going to solve for y in one of these equations so that I can then plug an equation that only has x in it into y in the other equation. So I only have x's because we want to solve for x. So I'm going to solve the first equation for y and then use that in the other equation. So 3x plus 4y equals negative 20. I'm going to start by moving the 3x over to the other side because we're trying to isolate y. That'll give us 4y equals negative 3x minus 20. And then my next step will be to divide by 4, which is going to give me y equals negative 3/4 x minus 5. So now we've got y by itself and an expression that represents y. So we can plug this part of the equation into the other equation for the y. So that's going to look like 2x minus 3, and then we've got our y. So I want to plug in this whole piece of this equation in where we have the y in the other equation. So it's negative 3/4 x minus 5. So negative 3 times negative 3/4 x minus 5 equals negative 2. So there's our whole equation. Now we just want to simplify this down and solve for x, and that should give us our answer. So we've got 2x, negative 3 times negative 3/4 is positive 9/4 x plus negative 3 times negative 5 is plus 15, and that whole thing is going to equal negative 2. So now we just want to combine like terms here. If I'm going to add 2x to 9/4 x, I'm going to want to put 2, have a common denominator with the 2. So the 2 should be in fourths. 2 and fourths is 8/4. And then 8/4 plus 9/4 is 17/4. So we get 17/4 x plus 15 equals negative 2. Then I want to subtract the 15 over. So we have 17/4 x equals negative 17. Negative 2 minus 15 is negative 17. And then our last step is just to divide the left side by 17/4 and the right side by 17/4. So when you divide by a fraction, you invert and multiply. So that's going to be x equals, we have negative 17. I'm going to put that over 1. And if we're dividing by 17/4, we're really multiplying by 4/17. We're going to end up with a 17 on the top, 17 on the bottom. Those can cancel. So our answer is negative 4, which is A.